Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Fran Presents the Play Call. We're here today. One of us, we're one short, but we got our guest coming in. My son, Frankie
Yo,
Doombree.
hello
How you
everyone.
doing today? What's going on, people?
Doing
Hi,
amazing.
I didn't know who was gonna speak first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well,
Hello.
How you guys doing?
what we need to do is put pressure on Frankie to make an intro for us because he doesn't make an intro. We just
Frankie is not. If it's not drill music, Frankie is not making new music.
We could do
Oh
it.
wait, you?
Bro, it's got to be clean, Frankie. You can't be up in there cursing.
No,
Nah,
it-
I
like,
got you. I
like,
got
like,
you. I
that's
got you.
not. But that's not Frankie. Then we can't get Frankie to do it because that's not him. That's not BX the Menace. That's not.
Yeah,
his
I see that.
flow.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to cook something. I'm gonna try to cook something up. I'll see.
That's
Well,
not
we'll
his
see.
flow.
We'll see. All right,
Frankie,
what's up, June?
now I was gonna say Frankie got to step himself out of the element, make himself a little bit more marketable.
Nah, of course. You feel me? I just started doing like some Detroit type stuff. You feel me? Because I've been listening to Detroit rap recently a lot. So I've been on that type of wave right now, trying to get out my box.
Well, good. Well, let's see. Another week out. Combine started today. Not much going on, but Bree got some topics. Bree did her thing. She threw in the clutch, so we're going to discuss them. We're going to talk and discuss what's going on out here. So Bree, go ahead.
Before we start, Frank, how are you feeling? Frank is under the weather. Frank got COVID for the 10th time in the last 2 years. Well, you posted like I got COVID. I was like, dang, again?
No, I've gotten COVID more than I ever got. I've never got the flu, but I sure as have gotten COVID more than that. All right, that's crazy that I never got the flu, but all this thing COVID pops up and I catch it like every year. It's a yearly thing now. Now I'm okay. I'm doing better today. Yesterday would have been rough, and the day before that was even rougher. So, I'm blessed to be able to get on here and record. I know I sound stuffy. I know I don't sound a little congested, but
okay.
we gonna make it do what it do.
All right. So the first topic, if everyone wants to look at their screens right now. So the NFLPA is releasing their first ever team report cards based on surveying roughly 1,300 players, ranking number one overall in football facilities, staff, and overall treatment of players, the Vikings, followed by the Dolphins at 2 and the Raiders at 3. So NFL Players Association surveyed teams on how their facilities treat them in regards to treatment of families, food service, nutrition, weight room, strength coaches, training rooms, training staff, locker room, team travel, and then just overall. So we see Minnesota Vikings, they live in lavish over there.
Yo, so look at this, right?
Look at the Cardinals.
I'm about to say I saw something with a Cardinals charge.
Oh yeah,
for the food that they feed them in the cafeteria. That is crazy. So they take their BAS away. That's what they're doing. They're taking
the Chargers and the Saints too.
Wow,
bro. We're at 24.
Bro, so listen, but look at this. Okay, so Chiefs are where they at? They're number 29.
Damn.
Where's the Bucks? Bucks
The Bucks
27.
26.
Oh, they're 26.
26,
Yes.
and then the Rams are 25, right? So that's the last 3 Super Bowl winners right there. Then you had what the Patriots before that.
Eagles also,
and then you
the
have
Steelers are number 22nd.
22nd, and Eagles. Where the Eagles at?
Philadelphia is
Like 9, I think.
the 14th.
14, yeah.
14.
So basically, the point I'm trying to make is if you want to win Super Bowls, don't get in the top 10 because clearly you treat people good, you don't win. You don't want to be the bottom, but the last 5 Super Bowl winners.
But look at the 49ers. They're ranked pretty high, and they've made it to the NFC Championships every single time.
And they made it to the Super Bowl.
They're
also.
like, one game away. Yeah, and they made it to the Super Bowl too in 2020. So
yeah,
they're always one game away though. Like I feel like with the 49ers situation, it's just unfortunate. That's really all it is. They're just one player away every single time.
I'm I'm curious as to why they did this. Honestly, I don't know why you would want to rate it or give it a report card.
Or I think what they're trying to do is because the NFLPA, this play association, so they want it to be fair but good for all teams all around. So what they're starting to do now to be more involved with the players' lifestyles in these facilities is trying to see where they can improve at with some teams and keep with other teams, if that makes sense. So, like, for example, right, the treatment of families, right? How do the Bengals, the Jags, the Cardinals, and the Commanders get an F? Like, how do they treat their family members?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
High key.
What is this based on? They get to come to the facility once a week, or they don't get to come at all? I can't
think maybe
go to
also
go to work day.
I don't know. My theory for treatment of families when it's like families when it comes to games and like like some teams have like the friends and family passes where you get like 4 tickets for your family members and stuff. What if like their family has to pay for their own tickets to watch like their son or their spouse play? Or
That would be messed up.
I was thinking
maybe
about
another example, the 49ers facility, right? Their facility has daycare for the players' families' children, so the noise don't bother them at the game. So like if a player has kids and stuff, they have a daycare for the kids throughout the game, and then the parent or family members pick up the child 3 minutes into the fourth quarter.
That's actually fire.
Yeah, that I guess that's where we'll go. I don't know. I thought the Patriots might be F2 because I don't see Bill Belichick giving a damn about where your kids play at while you playing. But I could be wrong.
I mean,
I don't
maybe
know.
the favoritism.
Yeah, that's possible. I mean,
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I find this interesting. I wouldn't put too much stock in it because again, the last 5 or 6 Super Bowl winners not even in the top 10.
I mean, I can see it now. Let me tell you what happened, bro. Let me tell you exactly what happened.
All right,
all right. So, what's his name? Mahomes is like, hey, there's the line first of all. So there's a line of players, and they're getting their tickets from their PAO and their public affairs officer. For you guys that don't know, and Mahomes is like, hey, I'm here to pick up the tickets for my family. Boom. They give him a pack of 18, right? And then what's that dude that pushed no, that wasn't Mahomes. McCoy, right? Then you get McCoy. He's right behind Mahomes, and he's like, well, hey, I'm here to pick up the pack of 20. And they're like, all right, yeah, it'll be like 4,700, LaShawn. And he's like, well, wait a minute. You just gave Patrick 20 for free. Yeah, but it's 4,700 for you. That's not including taxes. Give me a second. And that's probably what happened. The players, they seen something and they was like, oh, hell nah. That ain't fair.
You know why you BSing, right? What if this is more of trying to get certain players to go to certain teams?
Oh,
I don't think so because it's the NFLPA and not actual team organizations doing the surveys. So the NFLPA has no ties to any specific teams. It's basically to make sure everyone has fair treatment all around the entire league.
Yeah.
And that's why they did this survey to see, okay, the Ravens need help with strength coaches because they got a freaking F-. How do you get an F-?
F- is
no,
so
right?
crazy.
F-. Holy shit.
Where are the Ravens at? What number?
The Ravens are number 17.
I see.
But then if you look down at the Cardinals, they got 1, 2, 3 F-,
5.
2 Fs.
Yeah, 2 Fs.
2 B
5 total
plus
Fs.
and an A-.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Colts.
And the Cardinals actually have been facing a lot of serious criticism surrounding the report cards.
I mean, shoot, look at the organization has been a dumpster fire for the last season. And then, I mean, everybody's kind of seen like what was going to happen with the Cardinals because, I mean, they just haven't lived up to standard, basically. Like, it was like, oh, starting back out with like, Josh Rosen, then getting Kyler Murray. Then, oh, we're supposed to have like this fire team with Kyler Murray. I think they made it to the first round, got bounced by the eventual champion Rams. And then like this year, it's like, all right, everybody's coming back, and then it's just they fell off the face of their like they fell flat on their face. So I don't know. I think didn't they blow it up anyways? Like get a whole new GM and head coach?
Bro, now they about to get rid of DeAndre Hopkins. Like you're gonna trade him. So what good
Yeah.
to be?
The Washington Commanders doesn't surprise me with all of the controversy
Yeah.
around their organization since 2019. So that was more than likely
Yeah.
gonna happen. I mean, but
I
they
mean-
did get A+ in the strength coaches.
Well, the thing I think too, also, right? It's the state of an organization. So I don't know about everybody else. I'm gonna tell you where, like, I'm surprised. With the Patriots, you get a D+ on team travel. Like, are you serious? Like, he has their own jet. They look like they're pretty good when I found them on
Right.
Instagram. But I mean, I just feel like when it comes down to it, really, some organizations you can tell that they're going to be trash. Like I'm surprised the Vikings are all A's, but then look at where they're at as players and where they're at in competition. I guess my question would be,
But they've recently updated a lot of their facilities too in Minnesota, so their stuff is
Yeah.
nicer. But also when it comes to the Patriots, when it comes to the travel, having a D+, you may never know, Frank. Those seats might be super uncomfortable, might be very small, like no comfort, like they're not comfortable. Also, it depends on when they travel. Let's say they're traveling at nighttime to the West Coast, and now they're 3 hours behind, so they're jet lagged and they gotta play the next morning. Because some teams fly out the night prior to the game, some teams fly out that Friday before that Sunday. So you have the Patriots who like to fly out 24 hours prior to the game. Their travel probably isn't that well because they don't have time to, one, maybe adjust the time zone, and two, get relaxed after sitting in super uncomfortable seats. Because remember, these are 6'7", 6'8" players, 250 pounds. And what if their seats are like small, like an airplane seat?
Oh no, I know what you're saying. I'm glad you said that because I sure as hell about to be like, have they flown coach lately? Don't forget where you come from. I don't know. I don't know the purpose of this. I don't know what the NFLPA was trying to accomplish by this. I think honestly, I think it's stupid, to be honest.
I think they should have kept the results private and not public because now you got everyone calling the Cardinals and Washington dirty bitches.
I mean,
wait.
That stadium, they dirty.
They already got enough publicity going on.
The Commanders, though, what's it called? FedEx Field just sucks. So I mean,
but I heard that the
it's an
Bears
interesting
have the worst uncomfortable like seats in stadium. The Bears.
I think overall this report card is very interesting. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's very interesting, like an interesting read. Maybe this is something I could look at while, I'm just meditating by myself. I don't know. But I could definitely see the Commanders flying Spirit.
Hey, yo, Dan Snyder not gonna fork up any money for a private whole time.
Hey, listen,
he's like a billionaire.
Dan Snyder is under the gun right now.
Dan Snyder
he's been under the guns.
No, it's getting.
Yo,
he took the jet keys away. He said, "Nope, you ain't using this."
Word.
Yeah,
he probably do have him fly Spirit.
Called Breeze and said, "Y'all flying with Breeze? What's up?" I'm telling you, it's bad. But anyways, stupid. I don't get it. I think it's. I don't know. What's the point?
I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I still think it kind of like puts organizations on blast. Maybe that's what the people need to see what's actually going on outside, like what's actually going on inside the NFL world versus what we see on TV when it comes to games. See, like they get treated like pieces. How about y'all do a report card on the military and post that out like publicly? Please. Oh.
So anyway, I'll tell you guys later about it. Anyway, so let's go to the next topic.
Okay, so the next topic. So Matt Patricia joins the Broncos staff as the senior defensive coordinator. So my question is mainly for Frank and for Frankie. June, you can tag along if you have an answer too. With the amazing, incredible season Matt Patricia had in New England this past season, do you think him going over to the Broncos under Sean Payton as a senior defensive coordinator will help that defense, or do you feel like he still needs to get his mind out of that offensive mentality that he played this past season and actually, slowly get back into the defensive play calling?
So Rex Ryan isn't joining the team?
Nah.
Nope, it's Matt Patricia joins the Broncos staff as a senior defensive coordinator.
So I think he'll be good at it. Listen, some people are not meant to be head coaches.
Who's
And
that, Jim? Jim just keeps doing side eyes.
some people are not meant to be head coaches. And I don't think he's one of those people that's supposed to be a head coach. I feel like he was good on defense. There was times I was a little disappointed with him on defense. I felt that he could have did more. Some games I felt we came up short. I would say the Super Bowl against the Eagles that we lost, I feel he came up short there.
Yeah.
I think he's a good defensive coordinator. I think he'll be okay. But the problem is, so when we start talking about this guy's a defensive coordinator, look who he had next to him. Bill Belichick. You know what I'm saying? Like
Bill
it's
Belichick.
like kind of the Bieniemy and Andy Reid thing. Well, look who he had next to him, Andy Reid, offensive mind. So when you start looking at it, how good is he? When he left Belichick and went to Detroit and was the head coach, they were horrible. But then that's not fair because in that situation, that team hasn't been good for a long time until now, and it took that head coach, 3 years before he got it turned around. So we don't know.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good for him. I think the problem with the Broncos isn't the fact that they don't have a defense. The fact was that the offense couldn't put up enough points to win the games. If we saw the stats, if they would have put 18 points up in some games, they would have had a winning record. So I think he'll be fine. I think the biggest thing for them would be the offense, but I think he'll be okay.
I think.
Oh, you go, Jim. Are you sure?
No. It was for you and Frank, but I when you get done.
I think as a senior defensive coordinator, it's a good pickup for the Broncos, especially under Sean Payton, who plays. I think Sean Payton has a balance more so because he's not solely like strongly offensive minded. He's not solely like strongly defensive minded, but he can put together I think a balanced enough team, more so I think on the offensive sides, because we seen when Breeze was putting up 5,000 yards per season, there's always a 7-9 team probably from the Saints because of the bad defense. But when they did have I guess I'd say pieces that could be effective and efficient, they was balling. So it was making it to the playoffs, going deep too. Like they never got bounced out in the wild card, I think, for any of those playoff appearances in the last I think 5, 6 years. It's been probably divisional and higher. So but overall though, I think for Matt Patricia, I think it's a good pickup. Matt Patricia, he's not perfect. Definitely looking at that as a Patriots fan, then also just watching how the Lions thing panned out for the years that he was there. But overall, him playing as the offensive coordinator this year was terrible. Defensive, I think he does well with like the linebacker cores and everything like that, and the front ends. Secondary is kind of but because we do, like, I've noticed, like, with Matt Patricia as our coordinator, we kind of do let up some secondary plays, but overall though, I think linebacker core and the front 5, front 7 basically overall for the Broncos will be great. That's a great fit right there, because the Broncos always have great linebackers and defensive tackles and defensive ends. So it's really, I think it's a good pickup overall.
I don't know. I think given his stint with Detroit and his stint recently, I think he lost a lot of credit. Just my opinion, obviously. I think he lost a whole lot of credit, and he has a lot of ground to make up. So the only thing that's saving this news is that he's gonna go work with Sean Payton.
Yeah.
If he was gonna go work with any other head coach,
Yeah.
the news would be very irrelevant. And I don't know, man. I outside looking, and again, you guys know him more than me. I just don't believe in his in what he does. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. And maybe it's just the discredit that he did with the Lions. I don't know.
Like I said, for me, my biggest question or disappointment at him as a defensive coordinator was against your team in the Super Bowl. He ruined our chance of going back to back. We went 2 for 3 that year. You know what I'm saying? Because we beat the Falcons, we lost to y'all, and then we beat the Rams. If he would have coached a better defensive game, there's no way in hell Brady throws for 505 yards in the Super Bowl, sets another record, and loses to a team. It just doesn't happen. That means defense didn't stop. But it was with 38-41 or something like that. It was 38 or 41-33. 8-point
Yeah,
game.
41-33. Yeah, 8-point
That's
game.
crazy. And give credit to your defense for the strip sack fumble, but it should never came down to that. Not when your quarterback's throwing for 505 yards, bro. I'm sorry. So
it was our secondary got killed. Our secondary got slaughtered.
We didn't put in Butler. It was so much there, and he was the defensive coordinator there. Just like I got to give credit to Brian Flores for what he did against the Rams. And people want to say, well, Belichick, well, okay, we'll give Belichick some credit. But when Brian Flores left and he went to Miami had a winning record. He turned that team around.
10-7.
You saw that his coaching is there. You know what I'm saying? So to me, with Matt Patricia, whatever. Obviously, they saw something in him that they like. I think he's good. He's smart. He's he's a physicist or something like that. He's like his degree is some science degree there, bro. He's like a rocket scientist for real. He's a smart dude, but again, I also feel like a lot of the times he was saved by by Belichick. You know what I'm saying?
Belichick
next to him, saved him, in my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong. People could disagree with me, but again, if we're gonna take credit away from people like Bieniemy because he has Andy Reid there, then I can take credit away from him because he has Belichick there.
Nah, I was gonna say, June, do you remember? I think it was Torrey Smith caught like this long touchdown pass in Super Bowl 52, right?
Oh yeah.
It was Torrey Smith, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It was no, it was Alshon Jeffrey.
It was Alshon Jeffrey. No, I know Alshon caught one, but I think Torrey Smith caught one too. Either that or he caught one and y'all landed in the 5. But like I remember that because
Torrey Smith landed in the red zone.
Exactly, yeah. And it was like a freaking I think if it wasn't like a last second tackle, like if I'm not mistaken, so if he didn't score, then I think if it wasn't for a last second tackle that he would have scored. That's how close he was. And that was literally that one play right there. Even if it's not a scoring play, just is like you could say that one play sums up our Super Bowl performance with Patricia as our coordinator, because the front 7, our linebacker core and our defensive line, solid. But then when we get to the secondary, it's like we're getting blown up. Yeah, we will have like a stop here and there, but then we're always getting blown up on some type of play. And it's usually when teams send it downfield. Like I think we play a whole lot of man coverage, but the thing is we play man coverage for like short to mid, and then once we start getting to like downfield type of plays, it starts getting a little shifty and shaky, So that one play, like it's certain plays from that Super Bowl where I'm like, damn, like yo, it like what's it called? It was an 8-point game, and it really just came down to the strip sack fumble by Brandon Graham, right?
Yeah, Brandon Graham.
Yeah, so, real quick, this dude got a degree in 1996. Hold on. My sister's calling me. In 96, he got a degree from School of Engineering, Mechanical, Aerospace, and Nuclear Engineering Department in rocket science. He's the only rocket scientist head coach or coach in the league. What is he doing coaching? I don't understand. This is why I expect more out of him. See, when you have that much brain power,
that play against Vegas, that was rocket science.
Yeah, listen. He needs, exactly. He needs to be doing the trajectory of the wind coming in at him with the molecules in the air, the density with the propensity to do a bunch of entities should equate to interception on this play. That's what I expect from a rocket scientist. Not sitting there with a pencil biting your bottom lip while the Eagles throw the ball all over the field for Nick Foles, and you make Nick Foles a hero. That's what I don't expect. So I don't know. Good luck to the Broncos. What's next, Bree? I'm bitter. I'm still bitter.
Real fast, funny. I submitted my house on leave chit on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And my chief just called me and was like, "Hey, I don't have it on my computer no more, and they don't have it. Can you resend it?" My house on leave started today at 1800.
The TAD request, they don't have it?
Yeah, so I'm resending it now because my leave started an hour ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 1 second.
What was that you just posted?
Um.
Oh, Jeremiah Trotter?
Yeah.
Man, that's sad. I hate seeing stuff like that, bro.
Yeah. Definitely. She look young too.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have NFL releases by and before free agency, March 15th. So as of right now, Carson Wentz and Marcus Mariota have been released from the teams. Carson Wentz been released from the Washington Commanders. And wait, he was on the Commanders, right? Yeah.
Mariota
And, huh?
Yeah, Mariota or Wentz?
No, Wentz.
Oh, yeah, Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders.
The 05s.
And then Marcus Mariota was released from the Falcons. And then you have Kenny Galladay from the Giants being released by free agency on March 15th, and also Leonard Fournette. So we could talk about this. The main thing that I've really been seeing everyone really talk about is Leonard Fournette. And it's no Leonard Fournette. Who else they have? The Bucs have a lot of people going into free agency. Are they going to, they did a swipe of coaching and staff and got rid of 11 people right after the game? Like, are they going to start all over and not sign a lot of people back and just clean house, fresh new team after Brady's retirement?
If I'm the Bucs, I'm trading. I'm trying to trade for picks. Godwin's still good. Evans is still good. Leonard Fournette, he didn't have a great season last year, but I also feel the run game didn't have a good season last year. I was watching something from the Herd, and he said Brady led the league in attempts and completions last year because they had no run game. We could have seen if they had a better offensive line, maybe what that run game looked like. And I don't think Fournette is going to be your every down back. I don't think he's a 3-down back, to be honest with you. I think he's maybe a 3rd and 4th down back if needed. That goal line kind of guy. We've seen what Pacheco did for the Chiefs, a smaller back, faster, shiftier. Sometimes you
I think
want
he's like more upright though, Pacheco. When you
we've
see
seen
him run.
what White did for them on the Bucks.
Yeah.
He has some
He's shifty.
kind of like Tony Pollard, you know what I'm saying, on the Cowboys. So I think that I don't know. I think the Bucks need to really analyze what they got. You have a team, you can entice a good quarterback to come in. You don't need a Tom Brady. What you need is a person that's gonna not give the game away. You know what I'm saying? Just go in there, make the right throws, be efficient and effective. They can get that running game going. It's gonna help. That defense is still good. I mean, they lost. Who they lost? They lost. Barrett, wasn't Shaquille Barrett or somebody like that? They lost early. One of the middle linebackers, that the guy that would be next to White. They
So it
lost.
would be Barrett.
Yeah, it was Shaquille Barrett, right? And
They lost Shaq Barrett?
I want to say he was injured, man. One of them guys was injured the whole season, like halfway through the season. So they didn't.
Shaq was.
Yeah, the defense wasn't the same. You know, they lost Sue. They gave away JPP. You know, so I don't know, Bree. I think if I'm them and I'm gonna do that, I'm trading for picks. I want picks. I want to be able to go out and get some
rebuild.
Yeah, rebuild. If I was gonna do that, Carson Wentz, I think he's a backup. He needs to understand that unless it turns around for him. We've seen Geno Smith go to Seattle and win the starting position and possibly get an extension.
Have a whole renaissance.
Yeah, so Mariota, wherever he goes, the same thing. I think all these quarterbacks that at one point show promise, I think coaching plays a long part with it and the right situation. You can't go. That's like, let's say June was the best quarterback coming out the draft.
True.
He was up there, you know what I'm saying? Good arm, speed, agility, all that. But we sent him to the Detroit Lions.
Super Bowl contenders immediately.
Yeah, right. I'm Madden. In real life, he just set him up for failure for the next 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So, if the right pieces ain't around him, take to the Jets. Any of these any of these teams that have been
Texans
for a long time, talent can go to waste. So, I don't know. I think everybody should get picks.
I think.
Oh, go ahead, June. Sorry.
I think what I was going to say, and Frank said it, is when it comes to Carson Wentz, it all comes down, in my opinion, to the right team and the right coach. When it comes to Mariota, I don't know. I think he reached his ceiling. I think he's reached his ceiling, and it's unfortunate. But hey, my dude, you made some money. It's time to invest in something else. And if you want to stay in the NFL, go to the front office. See if they got like I don't know, receptionist job or something. I don't know, but he'll be able to get some type of job.
Rude. That was really rude. That was really really rude.
All right, I'll take that receptionist job away, but some other job involving the practice squad or something along the lines.
I no, but I was.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't with you.
June is rude, but it's okay because I got something for him too. That's okay. I got something for June. I got something for June and his team, his whack team. But I would say see if there's any like assistant coaching positions available. For instance,
Quarterback coaching.
The Giants, their second string is now the QB coach. And a different team. We talked about it last week. I forgot what team we said. But it's like these people who know like they're not capable of making that start or displaying that job. Try to see if you can fit in as an assistant coach somewhere, or instead of June said practice squad. No, don't play for the practice squad, but train the guys on the practice squad,
No, not playing. Hell no.
No, you weren't, Frank. No, you weren't, June.
No way I would want him to play in the practice. He's taking up a spot.
That's true. He is. Hey, listen, he could go play in the XFL.
Oh,
he could, but the thing about Mariota is that like I agree with what June said. First off, I think he's a number 2 overall pick. First off, from like the 2015 draft with I think Jameis Winston. Yeah, so he's not going to do that, and then 2, I think June was right. Like Mariota was like I'm not going to say he was the prototype, but mobile quarterback, but he's the prototype of what mobile quarterbacks look like today. Like, what Lamar Jackson looks like or what Patrick Mahomes looks like a little bit. I think because he had it all with like, he could break out the pocket or scramble, anywhere that he needed to. But the thing is that he just he didn't have the awareness, really didn't have the level of skill that these guys that I just mentioned, like Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen have, so I think with Mariota, I think the best year was when they made it to the divisional and got bounced. They beat the Chiefs. Mariota had like the self-receiving touchdown. Like that's his best year, and that was a great year too. He has a moment that'll forever go down in history because the fact that he threw the ball, it got blocked, he caught it, and then he ran it in for a touchdown, and it happened in the wild card to beat the Chiefs, who I think it was in Arrowhead too. They beat them in Arrowhead, I want to say, and then after that, I think they came and saw us in New England, lost to that, but still, overall, it's a good season. People were saying like, okay, the Titans might be having a team for some time now because they lost to the Patriots, but look, all they need is a few pieces, and then maybe they might be back in the divisional. Bro, I don't think they ever went back until really Derrick Henry started getting his legs off the ground for real, coming off the bench, and then actually became a starter. And then when they got Ryan Tannehill too, back in I want to say 2020. So yeah, like for Mariota, I think quarterback coach, he could definitely do something with that. And then as for Wentz, yeah, Wentz is probably gonna be either a backup or like you said, June, probably just basically the right situation. But really, I think since also Wentz was, I want to say, a number 2 overall pick also. Because I think Jared Goff was picked first in 2016. Then really it's just, all right, well, who's gonna take the chance on Wentz now? Because they're gonna feel like, well, Wentz has been in the league for like 7 seasons now, and had like his MVP caliber season because he was in the race. Everybody remembers that he was like 11-2 as a starter. But ever since then, though, I think he had like the one season where Philly went back and then he got injured in the first quarter of the playoffs, and then after that, the Colts almost season, but then they lost to the Jags, and now he's just on the Commanders, and then has been getting benched for Heineke, and then Sam, what's his name, Sam Howell,
Sam
I
Howell.
think. Yeah. So
Mhm.
overall, I think it's just if Wentz still has something left in him, and it only takes the right situation, it's really just a matter of who's going to put him in the right situation, or going to take a chance on him to put him in the right situation for him to thrive. Other than that, he probably might just be a quarterback. I'm a backup quarterback, probably for the rest of his career, unless he retires, sometime soon. And he probably could retire soon. He's made a lot of money off of his contract. So, I mean, shoot.
I mean, the thing with Wentz, and I just have a hard time believing that you go from that to this. It's just hard for me, man. It's hard to accept that a player can really, at his age, we're not talking about a Brady and Aaron Rodgers in almost 45 and 39 deteriorating. You could expect that. But for a person even like Russell Wilson last year, to go from being a little successful to being non-existent, it's a problem to me. So I wonder, and June and I spoke about this. Is it that after he gets injured, he gets in his head and plays scared? You can't play scared in the NFL. Is
It
it
might
that
be a confidence thing.
is it a coach has to get him, and bring him in and say, okay, listen, I know your talent. You still got it. I can see it, but we got to bring that out. So you got to do X, Y, and Z. So I don't know. Mariota, go ahead, Bree. What you was gonna say?
I was gonna say I think it is a mental scare tactic once a player does get injured. You see some
Yeah.
players bounce back miraculously after injury, and some of them don't. And I think it is a mental thing. Like I'm going to play scared or play safe to not be in that position again. But also you have to also understand and think too. As we get older and we injure ourselves, our bodies aren't going to heal the exact way as well. And some people heal differently, or some people don't recover 100% at all. So you got to play those into factors too. It's fortunate for some people like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was mashed potatoes and was out his entire first year. And now look at him, he bounced back. And you got people like Carson Wentz and Russell Wilson, who they haven't fully recovered from their injuries that they've had.
So you brought up an interesting comparison. You said Joe Burrow. You know what I think about Joe Burrow that's different from everybody else? His mindset.
Yes, but he's also a lot younger.
Yeah.
As well, so he heals faster and quicker than someone who's in their 30s, like Russell Wilson, versus a 22-year-old.
But I was also saying that as far as the gameplay, right? A lot of these quarterbacks throw picks, and after they throw 1 or 2 picks in the game, they're done. They're scared. They're not pulling the trigger. They're checking down. And Joe Shiesty, man, he could throw a pick. He's going right back at it. He throws another one. He's like, all right, we're going to go get it done and push it downfield. So that mental, I think, plays a big part on healing it. Also, what I think changed over time now is these players are not rushing back after injury. The ones that know better, they're like, oh, no, I ain't rushing back. So it's okay. I'm going to make sure I'm good first, because when y'all kick me off the team, I still got to go play somewhere else. So I don't know. I just wish him the best. I hope that wherever he ends up at, I think he should do that retreat that Aaron Rodgers did and go into a dark cave by himself, put his phone up, and really reassess.
He's out.
Yeah, look in the mirror and think, is this what I want? Is this where I want to be? And can I still produce at that level? And if you can't produce at that level, then adjust your game to be successful.
Shoot, you right. And then if he does retire too, I mean, Carson Wentz could always be a coach himself too if he wants. If that's what he wants, he could always be a coach himself. But I think really, like you said, having gone on a retreat like how Aaron Rodgers did, and overall just really face like, yeah, is this what I want? Do I still really have it, or can I go to any team and like really they take a chance on me instead of me just going to whoever's offering me the most money or just whatever it may be? Because I think like I think his best situation since the Eagles was the Colts. The Colts, like they were just one game away. They were one game away, and then I think people forget that Carson Wentz also led one of the best comebacks that season too against the Ravens. The Ravens was smoking them. It was like I think they had a 22-point comeback or something like that against the Ravens, and they was like, wait, the Colts just beat the Ravens, and the Ravens was on their way to going back to the playoffs and fighting for one of the top seeds. As a matter of fact, I think they was trying to come out as like the division leaders in the AFC North at the time. So, and then but I mean it all went to crap anyways, because that's the same season that Lamar Jackson injured his ankle, and then Tyler Huntley came in for like the rest of the season. But still, like I think really all it takes is just one more chance if somebody's willing to take that one more chance on him, and then see what he does. And then I mean if nothing happens, or if nothing comes out that production from that one more chance, then it is what it is. But I mean, it is really crazy to see how a number 2 overall pick could go from that to then struggling to make a roster now, or trying to see who's going to take a chance on him when, oh, it's a number 2 overall pick. That should be an automatic. Yeah, we will take him. We'll take him. He has the talent and everything. But now after so many years and damn near basically being a seasoned vet at this point, if you want to call it that, I mean, it's like, all right, well, I mean, he's been in the league for a minute. We can either go with one of these young prospects coming out the draft, develop them for the next 2-3 years, or we could take on somebody who's been in the league for 7 to 8 years. And I mean, by that point, it would be crazy to say, oh yeah, let's develop somebody who's already been in the professional league for 7 to 8 years. Now, granted, we have people like Geno Smith, just put him in the right situation and turn this whole thing around. But at the same time, it's really hard though to just develop something that's already developed. Essentially, it's just more so he has to adapt now rather than
I think
develop.
we all agree that the right situation with the right coaching can turn anybody's career around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anybody. It's just going to the right team. So we'll see what happens. Free agency starts March 15th, or the season starts March 15th.
March 15th, free agency starts.
Wait,
I'm pretty sure we'll see.
I got a question for y'all.
What's up?
What's the question?
What team do you guys think at this moment would be the right situation for Carson Wentz if he was to go to the right situation?
I don't think there is a right situation for Carson Wentz right now.
I think there is one. I think there's one.
Which one?
I think the 49ers.
You think so?
Yeah, we don't know if Purdy's coming back. The Eagles knocked him out possibly for the entire season. And Trey Lance, they don't know what they got. Jimmy's not coming back unless you can. And this is something the Herd talked about, but he didn't say Wentz. He said Brady. I don't see Brady coming back. Brady's having too much fun driving virtual cars and doing a bunch of stuff that he hasn't done in a while. He's being a kid. But Shanahan's good. He's a good offensive coordinator. He's a good coach. We saw what he did with Matt Ryan in the Falcons. Matt Ryan ain't been the same since they broke up. You know what I'm saying? He look what he's been doing over there. It's a plug and play system. The defense is good. The offense is good. That offensive line can stay healthy. He can adjust the play. They got a good running back. They got a good.
And all they need him to be is a average and decent game manager. That's all they need him to be. Just a decent game manager.
Got Ayuk. They got Debo, right? They got enough people in there to be successful at right now, So I think 49ers, any quarterback with any decent skill can go there until they figure it out.
Right? Actually, you're right. Yeah, because I think he's not completely incompetent or brain dead or something like that. Like, nah, he's a NFL quarterback. Like, you feel me? That holds weight. So
like Jules,
he's a professional NFL quarterback. That holds weight. Come on now, like. I think, yeah, right situation. 49ers plug and play, definitely.
I
Yeah.
don't know. If I had to pick one, I'm gonna go ahead and say the Panthers right now that I really think about it.
I was thinking the Panthers.
I'll say the Panthers. They're, in my opinion, they're kind of in a rebuilding stage. They got Frank Wright over there right now, I believe. And I mean, why not
Someone
go
he's
back?
familiar with.
Yeah, let's go back to Frank Wright. They got a quarterback that like pretty looking because I'm gonna say something about old buddy. But they got a quarterback over there in Carolina. It's a slightly above average. So
Say it. Say it.
no, I'm saying he's slightly
Baker
above
Mayfield's gone. Baker Mayfield's gone. He
average.
went to LA Rams. So I don't know who else you're talking about.
Put Carson and slightly above average Sam out there to compete, and that's it.
I like how he slides it in there. It just it goes so smooth. But listen, I think you know, I don't know. I think honestly, I think we gave it too much time, but really I think he can go to Carolina.
June.
I'm
Smack
to
how
me,
you
the 49ers, I'm going if I'm any quarterback that's halfway decent, I would definitely I would look, man. If I was Wentz, I'd try to go there and try out for them. Then give me a shot. I'll take a $1 million deal with incentives.
Now wait, doesn't he have dead cap coming over from I think one of his contracts or something like that?
They cut him off. They let him go, so he doesn't have. They don't. The team don't have to take on any debt. They
Oh,
can
okay.
do whatever deal they want. They give him a $1 million friendly deal just to get him on there, see how he does. If he doesn't, they don't lose anything. They can give him $1 and guarantee the whole thing, and they're not going to lose anything.
I could give him $5 million guarantee plus like $1 million signing bonus and incentives or something like that.
Yeah,
then
like they did for Cam Newton in New England. So, all right, Bree, what else, baby? What we got?
So this is interesting. So the Saints running back Alvin Kamara pled not guilty to conspiracy to commit battery misdemeanor and substantial bodily harm felony at a courthouse in Nevada. His trial is set for July 31st at 10 a.m. Likely means that if he's found guilty, his discipline will come in 2023.
damn,
So he
son.
pled not guilty for almost killing a man. We all saw the picture.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
And he called your friend ugly, and you almost beat him up.
He's his lawyer should advise him. Listen, take the plea. We could probably get away with some community service. Pay a fine. You got some
High
money.
key.
You won't be no jail time. That's dumb. That's again people not realizing you are an athlete now. I don't know where you grew up at. I don't know if you grew up in the hood or not, but you're not wherever you thought you was. You're an athlete. You make millions of dollars. Just
John Morant.
Yeah,
John Morant.
Spend it indefinitely. Oh my God!
Wait, John Morant was really suspended indefinitely? Oh,
that's on
No.
Twitter.
That was a voiceover. That was someone did a voice. Yeah, no.
I was finna say,
that was a voiceover.
That was an AI voiceover.
It was the voiceover.
That was like going around and
that people think it's
yeah.
for real.
Yo, I was like, wait, that was actually. I was like, wait, that's actually real. Nah, yeah, shout out to Butt Crack Sports for the people who actually.
Yeah, no, but
his girlfriend until a TV. The former running back Stacy.
That video.
He only got 6 months, and he threw his baby.
Yeah, and and she said that he's changed since the incident.
No,
but
I'm
do you
pretty sure he
also
changed his caught on camera.
while we're on this subject, do you remember I think he played for Charlotte. What's his name? Miles Bridges. Is that his name?
Oh, Miles Bridges. He played for the Hornets.
And he beat the crap out of his baby mama. And
in front of their two kids.
He's out the league. She's pregnant by him again.
And then on top of that, I think he beat it with because he got like 52. So he got a year's worth of anger management, a year's of like parenting thing. I forgot what it was called. And then
because he beat on her and they baby.
Yeah, and then he also has like 500 hours of community service, I think, or something like that. So he has a whole lot of things to do. All right, next subject. So touchy subject, but it's
So Georgia's defensive tackle Jalen Carter, who was booked on reckless driving and racist charges that resulted in the life loss of one of his teammates and a staff member. He paid a $4,000 bond and he was released last night at 11:49 p.m. Today, he is back at the combine to finish interviews, measurements, and other activities.
Here comes another situation where status,
Oh.
plays a role.
People are about to lose their minds.
If this was a regular kid, even a college student, he wouldn't be out and still participate. And this is where athletes need to learn. Yeah, I get it. It could have been an accident. It could have been a horrible mistake, but people's lives
were lost. Yeah.
and here you are being able to still live your life, and try out, and hopefully get a contract or get picked up by a team. You can still make millions, and these kids are not coming home. If you were the driver, I don't think there was alcohol involved, was it, or no? I didn't see anything.
I think there was alcohol involved, but I'm not 100% sure. Nobody knows. It's not in the police reports. That's public, but we don't. But they didn't
just came
put
out
the
yesterday.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, if there is alcohol involved, because I don't know if there is, then
That's messed up.
I mean, the dude was racing the scout liaison or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
the girl.
Where in this story are they gonna point fingers at her too? You know what I mean? Like,
but they are. They know, but they are. That's the thing. They are. But he has the name that's being broadcasted out publicly.
And I get it. However, shoot, I would change my name tag to hers. I don't know. Let's equal opportunity in this thing.
But there's a lawsuit on her family too, because guess what? Her family got money, but that's why there's a lawsuit on her family because her family rich.
Did you hear that he also lied to the police? So apparently, when the police questioned him, he said that like he was, I think, a mile away from the situation when he was at the scene when they did pass, and then just drove off. So that joint was crazy to me. I said, "Damn, wait." So not only I was like, "All right, yeah, like it's already tragic because it's like two people lost their lives to the situation, but then after that, you lied to the police saying that you was a mile away from the situation when you was when you was physically there, like that's crazy." Like that was insane. I don't even think can you get, because I know you could get arrested for lying to the FBI, but could you get arrested for lying to the police or fined?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was crazy. And then exactly, these two people lost their lives. You lied about the situation about these two people losing their life, and then you still get to continue your life to go to the NFL Combine. Well, it's
mind
not
you,
the
he
NFL
did his 40-yard dash today. He did his 40-yard dash today.
And
bro got out too in 15 minutes also on $4,000 bond. Like, yo, that's really crazy how life really works. Like, yeah, bro, you wasn't even in there for a whole day. You was in there for less than 30 minutes. Like, it's just insane how that joint really works like that.
Like I said, to me, yeah, I can't go out. I don't know the details. I just saw the headlines, but I do feel some kind of way about the fact that two people are dead, and instead of your punishment, you don't have to be in jail. You can post bond. That's fair, but to still be able to compete and show your talents off at the combine, it's like a slap in the face. I'll be so upset if my son or my daughter was in a car and they're dead, and he's getting to just go in there and play and potentially continue to live his life. Nah, I have an issue with that. Again, this is the NFL, lack of consistency. He should not be able to try out. He should not be able to be on the combine. And granted, he's not guilty. He's not found guilty. I get it. However, it's pending.
But until everything is done.
Yeah, just stop it, because if he beats it, okay, he's going to get picked up. And I get it that's the difference between millions. Yeah, it's different.
He ran his 40.
If he goes the first round, he's a first round pick.
But they say he's a first rounder.
Yeah. So that's the difference. Money is big, and
he plays for Georgia.
Yeah. So we'll see. It is what it is. Well, I'll wait until more information comes out. I do feel like
It reminds me of the Henry Ruggs situation. That's what it reminds me of. Like that whole situation. That situation was crazy. And that wasn't this season, but that was like what, 2 seasons ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 2020.
Mm-hmm. That was a crazy situation. I remember when because news broke like Tuesday morning. Henry Ruggs arrested for was it drunk driving and killing 2 people going 156
Killing a
miles
girl
per
and her
hour.
dog.
Yup. And like it's not like they died on impact. Nah, they burned to death in that car. And that's the craziest thing about it. Like it's honestly sad. And then what's it called? I mean, Henry Ruggs, I think he made bail or something like that. No, posted bond, I want to say. And was at home awaiting trial. But like it's really crazy how like things like this happen now.
He was on 2K. He was streaming on 2K.
Streaming on 2K. I remember when that came. While waiting trial, streaming on 2K. That's actually crazy.
Cussing out little kids on 2K.
I remember that when it went viral on Twitter.
And no, we're not. We don't have to talk about it. Never mind, because we weren't going to bring up LJ. So we're not going to talk about it, even though this news just came up. But we're not going to talk about it. But we will talk about. I just want to make your dad mad, Frankie.
Oh,
He's tired of talking about LJ.
No, we could. I'm just saying. To me, how much I'm.
No, it's just a quote from Calais Campbell on LJ. So it says Calais Campbell on NFL Network on Lamar Jackson. He wants to get a deal done, and that's the most important part. Sometimes guys who are a part of the team and don't want to be there anymore uses free agency as an opportunity to go somewhere else.
I mean,
did he just snitch on his brother?
Like,
did he just snitch?
I don't know. I mean, what's it called? If that was like a little
he just
hint.
told his business.
Yeah, like
he's using free agency as an excuse to go somewhere else.
Like exactly, like bro basically dropped this a hint. Like,
so be prepared for Lamar's tweets tonight.
Like I don't.
Lamar's been putting a lot of cryptic stuff out.
Yes, he has.
And I mean, I hate talking about this dude because it's not that I don't like Lamar. I think Lamar's dope, but I just feel like you're shooting for the stars, my man, and you're not being realistic. As a football fan, forget pocket passer fan. That's what I really am. But forget that. You can't let Deshaun Watson sway it, bro. At the end of the day, Mahomes had a right to get a $500 million deal, and he didn't get all that guaranteed. He got like 100 and something guaranteed, and then he restructured the deal to get less money to free up cap space to bring people in. Allen got a big deal, and you got something Allen don't got as an MVP. So I mean, at Mahomes, he's been to 3 Super Bowls and won 2. Burrow been to 1. You haven't been to 1. Hell, Burrow has more playoff wins than you do. Allen has more playoff wins than you do. You want to compare yourself to Watson. Okay, so the only thing you got over Watson is that you got an MVP and he don't.
How long has he been in the league?
Who, Watson?
5 years.
Lamar.
Lamar since 2018, 5 years.
Yeah.
Because he's coming up on his contract. So the problem I have,
draft,
everybody, LaShawn McCoy, all these guys, they kill me. Oh, he got to get. No, listen. First off, Dodo, you didn't get an agent. You should have got an agent. You didn't. And now here you are trying to get this crazy, and the owner said it already. That's like you in a relationship, June. That's like me and you. We both married, and our wives are telling us, I just don't love you no more. I'm not in love with you. And we're like, but let's stay together. No, I don't love you no more. The team said it. When Deshaun signed that contract, the owner said, I would never do that. That's stupid. And now you're asking him to do something he said he wasn't going to do. And I could understand if you've produced what they need to see, which is a Super Bowl, been to a Super Bowl, been to AFC Championship. You've been out for 12 games the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I mean,
And availability is like,
the best
better
ability.
than exactly. You feel me?
All right, I'm
Like
good.
yeah,
It's just upsetting.
And that's all we have. I know a lot more stuff is gonna come out when it comes to this combine this weekend. So,
Yeah.
I'll be posting and creating the notes.
I mean, do you think Aaron Rodgers retires and creates his own little darkness retreat somewhere?
We will discuss
And he
that
sells
next week.
and he sells tickets like to his darkness
We
retreat.
will discuss that next week. Ready, June, close us out. You're first.
Hey, it was cool being on here. Definitely needed this break. Hectic week. I definitely needed this break. It's coming to an end, so now I gotta get back to reality. Hey, it's good to see you guys, bro.
Shoot, nah, it's always a pleasure, to be up here with you guys. And it's always great to, come up here and just talk football with y'all, like it's an escape basically, because I love talking football with y'all. Ever since I left upstate New York, I don't really have nobody to talk football with anymore. It's just straight basketball. I'm like,
You
yeah,
have your
it's
twin.
always nah, of course, you feel me? Of course. So, and I love talking football with y'all because like y'all watch the games, you feel me? Y'all know what y'all talking about, stats and all that. Like y'all go in depth with it. Nowadays, people just surface talk about football. It's not really too much about the game, more so the idea of the game, but not the whole concept and drive itself. So I'm glad to be up here with you guys. Appreciate it, OD. Y'all already know.
Frank?
Hey, another good week. Bree, thanks for the topics. I know you go in there trying to find some stuff for us to talk about. I look forward to it. Yesterday I was trying to record. Bree was like, "Hey, mofo, you got COVID. Relax."
Mhm.
Like, okay, I'm gonna relax, and then I went and lay down. But yeah, another week, another good week, good topics, and I look forward to next week and recording it with you guys. That's all I got.
Always a pleasure doing this with you guys every single week. I will be back with you guys next Wednesday or Thursday. Next week is my last week in Jacksonville, Florida. So my last podcast. After that, I'll be recording from my hotel room in Pensacola for about 5 weeks. Thanks for listening to 30% Play Call. You guys know where to follow us. And we also have Twitter now. So please follow us on Twitter at the Play Call One, the DA. So follow us on Twitter at the Play Call One. We jumped from 4 followers to 8, so we're slowly
Let's
growing.
go.
Yes,
So I
sir.
won't get our Twitter blocked. Okay, it's a professional page. I won't get our Twitter blocked by anyone. And
Oh.
bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.